At the front of the pack, the pace is much faster, with leaders developing out of the tighter formations we saw earlier. Louis de Villiers clearly can't wait for the obstacles ahead. He and the rest of the racers face a distance of 52 kilometers to the next checkpoint. This section is still relatively flat, but 216 meters of grueling incline still await them. You can hear the collective brakes screaming as competitors reach this river. Racers must decide whether or not they wish to dismount and carry the bikes across. It gets a bit deep and cyclists have to dismount, throw the bike over the shoulder and push on. It's a short but refreshing stroll before they are back on the saddle.
It's long, but it's good.
Racers head off to checkpoint 2 at Gielhout-Bos. Arriving at Gielhout-Bos, racers can expect marshmallows, bananas, and some well-deserved coffee and tea. Having learnt from past experience, competitors take this chance to prepare their bikes for the next section.
So far so good, no problem. Lovely day. Deep river crossings, otherwise fine. Banana?
No problems, but Squirt is going to be a lifesaver on this. Lots and lots of river crossings. Just to lube the train, at the moment it sounds like the sand grinding away at all the components. It sounds terrible. The Squirt just lubricates the chain and hopefully keeps it running better. Brilliant stuff.
Leaving this checkpoint, racers will face their first serious challenge with a 200-meter incline waiting on them. At the next river towards Doornkraal checkpoint, more racers push through the water crossings. With a high of 31 degrees, it's a hot day and cycle gear dries rather quickly, so in a short 15 to 20 minutes, riders should be bone dry once again.
Tough, man.
Riders must now face an incline over rocky terrain. Some relief can be found in a nice straight and then declines till they reach the next checkpoint. It's not smooth sailing for everyone.
Yeah, the hanger broke and the chain also broke. So I'm afraid my race is over.
Sydney Gregan had some bad luck and will have to wave the white flag. Currently in the lead is Ricardo Sturman and Billy Stelling, traversing the longest water crossing of the race, suffering a technical hang-up. Vickers gives us an update on this.
Yes, we just caught up with the leaders here. Two teams. They have missed checkpoint 3, and we told them they've got a choice: either turn back, go check in, or they're going to be disqualified if they miss a checkpoint. So that's the rules, unfortunately. So they went back, check in quickly. They're going to lose a couple of places, but that's the rules.
We catch up with the Earth Stompers as they cruise down the decline. There are roughly 5 kilometers between these two checkpoints with an incline of 150 meters. Gaining good speeds on this pass, through the water and into checkpoint 3 at Baviaanskloof to catch their breath and socialize with the other racers. Once here, competitors are treated to societies, boerewors rolls and a potato dish. Back to the leaders, we catch up with David Walsh, still looking strong as he heads up the pack. Teammate Dirk Marsing keeping pace as they maintain their pole position. Hot on their heels is Jacques van Sale and his teammate, who shares the same name. Looking in high spirits as he passes through the beautiful terrain heading to Baviaanskloof. The leaders face the incline before Baviaanskloof, a grueling section to challenge the spirit of even the most hardcore racer. Riders square off against the elements as the wind starts to pick up. This adds extra strain on competitors as they dehydrate quicker under these conditions. Initially, racers opted to carry their bikes over, but it seems that confidence got the better of them here. The slimy surface causing them to slide out. Learning from their mistakes, Thomas Willemse and his teammates, who won the local racing fancy bicycle event yesterday, coming through with their bikes on their shoulders. This is quite a wide stream, but there is no fast-flowing water on the track. Changing or adapting socks and shoes after crossing a wet body such as this does eat away at the racer's time. After this water hazard, cyclists have to face 2 short hills with 60 to 70 meters of climbing over a kilometer each. Cementing a solid lead is Marcel Deacon and Wikus Boshoff, the two of them traveling at a furious speed. Marcel looking very confident in front of the other racers. They have already passed checkpoint 4 at the top of Baviaanskloof and ascended at incredible speeds down the Big Dipper, giving us a thumbs up as they head through this pass towards Baviaanskloof. A decline such as this must come as a sure relief in this mountainous area. Marcel and Wikus arrive at the Baviaanskloof checkpoint, but don't waste any time and blaze through to strengthen their lead. With a few kilos to go before they see the Baviaanskloof checkpoint, Lawrence, Blaine and the rest labor up this incline section of the pass. A few of the competitors desperately need a break after that, while others take a moment to appreciate the stunning surroundings they find themselves in. Waiting for their teammate to catch up with them, these racers take to the trail once again. They can enjoy a nice decline all the way to the checkpoint after that steep incline. Back to the front runners a few kilometers ahead of the rest, passing over their final water crossing. This must be a relief. Coming up from the Gamtoos River, Wikus Boshoff and Marcel Deacon have 20 kilometers before arriving at the only unmanned checkpoint. Just after checkpoint 3 at the longest and deepest water crossing of the event, racers are still making their way to Hadley. Along the way, Alan Lowe broke down. He tells us about that.
There it is. It's off, but this is the second time. The first time we actually fixed it. So please, Steven, Stalkrane, buy us new bikes next time for the epic. Must I break this chain? Yeah.
Marcel and Vickers arriving at the unmanned checkpoint, signaling that they have traveled 197.9 kilometers thus far. Here they'll have to punch their own tags before progressing. Now a mere 31.5 kilometers lie ahead before the finish. We jump back to teams in the middle of the race, with the Merrill Masters heading up this incredibly tough incline towards Bergplaats. In the meantime, Marcel and Vickers quickly reach checkpoint 7 and grab some much-needed nourishment.
Jongens, achter ons. Het was 6 minuten geweest in de vorige check. Bijkomen juist 4-5 kilo. Ja, een beetje. Robot rechts en dan. Die eerste robot, hè? Rechts, dat gaat. Wat zit hier nog? Nee, lachje is hier, een rooi lachje. Ja, zo is lachjes. En dan niks is illegal nie.
Marcel, still looking quite cheery as they set out on the last few kilometers. Coming through the gate at around 6 p.m, this team will face a very muddy section before the finish line. It's very close to the end of the race for them, while other cyclists still have 3 or 4 checkpoints to go. The lights come on as night starts to fall in the valley, and our racer's challenge just got harder. The Bush buddies Michael Kruger and the team are still back just past checkpoint 3.
Towards the light.
During nighttime, extra security is dispatched to check that buffaloes don't block the path of competitors.
Okay, the next batch is from 1832 to 1836. The numbers are.
From here, we head back to Jeffreys Bay, where Vickers and Marcel break through the finish line, becoming the first team to finish this year's ASG Baviaans Challenge. They set the time to beat at 8 hours and 28 minutes. Catching their breath, Marcel and Vickers take us through their race.
We started out well, and the pace was quite high at the start, and then it slacked down a little bit. So we went in front and got to checkpoint 2 in front, and then something happened with my chain. So I had a big chain problem, and we actually lost about 10 minutes there. And still after that, the chain still kicked around. So we were going up just slow pace, like 20 position at that moment. And I just said to him, we just pace through and see what happens. And then from then, things just started working out. our way, and we just paced through. Our bergplaas got the first position there, and then from then onwards we just paced through a few cramps and things, and we just had to nurse each other. But it's really a nice race. That's right.
What played in our part today as well is the local knowledge and having done the race many times before, so we knew about where all the checkpoints were, the ones you could miss possibly, because I for myself have missed checkpoint 3 in the past a couple of years ago. So and we were behind and they were at the front, the 2 leading teams, and they'd never done the race before, I think, and they missed checkpoint 3, and it is easy to miss, but we just kept on going our pace and trying to catch up with the other guys.
Coming in at second is the 2 Jacques van Sales, a good 15 minutes behind the leaders, making it to the finish line and completing the race in 9 hours and 28 seconds.
Mooi medaille.
Well done.
Baie mooi wag.
That last climb after the last water point wasn't in last year, so it's quite tough. We didn't expect it. Otherwise, it was a lot of water, but you get used to it after the 10th one.
But some of the guys had bad luck. They missed the checkpoint and they had to go back. So it actually played in our favour.
Coming in together in third place is Dave Walsh and Dirk Marsing. They come in at 9 hours and 4 minutes. Coming in fourth place are Tony Conlon and Lee Bluert, setting their time for the event at 9 hours and 21 minutes.
Today was extremely tough, and luckily we had nice weather. The water was cold though, but it sort of helped you to recover, your leg recovery when you hit the cold water and you had to walk into it. But the never ender today again was never ending. Luckily we're done now, but we both of us didn't really train too hard, so we really did suffer, and it's like a mind game. You have to work to it and you have to put your mind to it and you have to keep it pedaling. But it's worth it now that we're done. But obviously there was some swear words in between.
Ricardo Sturman and Billy Stelling, who had to turn around earlier in the race for missing a checkpoint, come into the finish line. They take a time of 9 hours and 27 minutes and hold firm in 5th position.
Yeah, look, we missed a checkpoint and had to turn around after leading the race. So we had to go back about, I don't know, 6 or 7 k's, the river crossing. It's alright, man. Bitter pill to swallow, man. Next time. Sure.
Racers start coming in strong as they finally reach their goal.
374. Well done. Oh, well done. Yeah. Hello, boys. Yes.
But back at the Baviaanskloof checkpoint, the road is starting to take its toll as night covers the landscape.
Yeah, we'll just get some soup, change some clothes, and then we'll head off.
It's around 11 p.m. and racers enjoy some soup and bread as they prepare themselves for the rest of their journey. At the same time, 32 kilometers up the trail, at checkpoint 5, other racers are coming in to punch their race tags.
No, it's not yet behind, buddy. It's not yet behind. But it's a great race. It's all great fun. But it's not yet finished. Hopefully I'll see you in another 60 k's at the end. Come and look for me there. But so far so good.
From here, racers head back into the night. In the dark, many racers elected to slow down and walk for a while. This section is aptly named Bitter Einde. Arriving at the unmanned checkpoint.
Wat sê ons is amper daar.
Ons is amper daar.
Ja, right, jy het dit so 10 myl terug al gesê.
Safety is definitely an issue while driving at night. Like these competitors, a helmet-mounted spotlight is essential, but artificial light creates shadows that can skew your perspective, especially when riding at high speeds. Another danger when riding at night is that temperature can drop quickly. This can lead to shivering that expends a lot of energy that is in desperately short supply at this late stage of the race. Arriving at checkpoint 7 where hot chocolate and jaffles are waiting for them. With the worst behind them, they have 20 kilometers left before reaching their end goal. Next is a mud section, making the short distance feel that much longer. Walking here is a much easier option. But you'll always have a few guys who'd rather push through. With that, we head over to an ad break, but more still to come.